This is the 8-9 combo. I'm Brett McKay. This is Harry Jones, and this is Games of the Week. Hello, mate. How you doing?
How's it, Brett? Let's jump in.
Let's just jump straight in then.
I've been
I wasn't
growing.
ready for that.
I've been growing my beard a little bit longer recently, and so I don't want to disturb it by having saying too many words.
Good thing you don't have to talk for a living. It's the end of another rugby week, and we would very much love for you to check out episode 37 of the 8-9 Combo Rugby podcast, in which Harry and I, on our own, went a bit deep on the law of variations in use for the upcoming Autumn Nations series, as well as pondering the impact of Joseph Suaalii's return to rugby in Australia. And one part of the chat failed at the first hurdle, mate. Joseph Suaalii named in the Wallaby squad after we recorded.
Yeah. And then because I wrote an article by Tane Edmed, just taking a victory lap after all the grief I took for picking him back in March.
Yeah.
Our friend Reg Roberts, the red guy, he's like, I think there's more hype about Tane than there is about Joseph. And I said to him, one of those guys can play rugby and is ready.
No, that's not true. That's an interesting take. It was a good read.
I do think that the size and dimensions of Joseph, I mean, clearly you look at him and you go, okay, I see it. But it's nice to hear that Joe Schmidt is saying about Joseph, like, yeah, let's just, let's see a few rocks. let's get beyond that. Yeah.
And so he said a few interesting things there, Joe Schmidt. He said that like obviously they see benefits in having him in the top squad straight away. And so obviously there is an intent to play him on this tour. But he also indicated that the two squads won't be together and won't actually cross paths. So when the Wallabies are in London, the 15 squad will be in Bristol. When the 15 squad's back in London to play England A, the Wallabies will be in Wales. So they will be like unless they can meet up at a service centre on a motorway somewhere, it's actually would be difficult for a player to get from one squad to the other, is what he was saying. So I kind of get that. I think I'd still like him to have played at least one of those Australian 15 games first.
It's funny how everyone calls that second team something different, like the Saracens, the emerging box, the England A, Ireland, emerging Ireland, and then you have the Wolfhounds. I don't know what do Wallabies always call it the 15?
It was Australia A last year.
Australia A, okay.
It was Australia A last year. It's an Australian 15 this year. So I don't know, work that out. And then just to confuse the issue, the junior Wallabies are the under 20s. So.
And will they have splashy, cool jerseys that are just a little bit different from the Wallabies?
The only difference last year was that was the same. It was the same Wallabies jersey. The only difference was that the Cadbury logo across the front had a purple banner and the writing was in gold.
Oh, okay.
That was it.
They should have to wear gloves again. That's what I always think about, that era of the Wallabies when they wore gloves.
Well, so that era of the gloves reminds me straight away of Matt Giddo, and I can't think of anyone since Matt Giddo who potentially or who made their test debut before they played Super Rugby. But Joseph Suaalii could well do that, which would be something. Anyway, games of the week. International rugby is back this weekend. It's the pre-November international with Japan and New Zealand in Yokohama, 2:50 local time, so afternoon kickoff. New Zealand named their team on, I don't know, last Friday. It was a long time ago. And the big ticket item out of that is there's no Barretts in it. When was the last time the All Blacks ran on with no Barretts?
That's a cool stat. Barrettless All Blacks. Yeah. I'm not that excited about this one. I'm actually a lot more excited about another New Zealand game.
Righto. So let's go straight to that. It will be interesting to see how, it'd be interesting to see how the All Blacks treat this game. Is this a warm up for their tour? Is their tour starting this weekend? Is it going to be a stopover type game? And that's exactly why you would be going, I don't know about this one.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to see what happened in the retrospect. If it's something interesting or crazy, then I can watch it. But if not, I'm going to go, okay, it was 48-12, but it was really close for about 10 minutes. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And it's got that feel about it. Do you want to go straight to the NPC final?
NPC, I'm all about that. Steamers, let's go.
Wellington v Bay of Plenty in Wellington, Saturday afternoon, 3:00 local time, obviously feeding straight then into the All Blacks Japan as well. It's first against fourth. Certainly two of the better teams this competition. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be an entertaining game. That much has been true of the NPC all year.
Anyone who gets the chance to watch this should, and you'll have the dulcet tones, the honeyed voice of Tony Johnson.
Oh, I actually wonder. No, I don't. I think it might
some other guy.
Nisbet. Yeah, I think it might actually be Nisbo back in Wellington, but we'll find out one way or the other.
Well, that's good too, because with Nisbo, you never know which guy is going to be called what, because they just all get called about 3 different things. But I like this competition. I'm enjoying it a lot. I dig the Bay of Plenty. First time in the final since 1976. Really cool strip, really good socks. Lots of spirit and drive. I love their
socks.
Yeah, they're
when was the last time a team got credit for their socks?
Good socks. I like that. Socks are overlooked. I like the French socks with that red. They look pretty cool. You have to admit that. So I'm giving them credit. And also they're playing in the Sky Stadium in Wellington, so they're up against it.
They are, yeah.
It'll be $25 tickets for adults and free if you're under 17.
And that's great. Like it should be a celebration of provincial rugby, and it will be, I'm sure. So hopefully I wonder how much of the Steamers contingent will make the trip from the Bay down to the bottom of the North Island.
Yeah, it's a cool.
It'd be cool to see.
It's a cool name, Steamers. I don't know what it means, but it just feels like a mauling, driving, scrumming team.
Paddle steamers, steamships.
Yeah, man.
Don't know. If you're listening in New Zealand, tell us why we've buggered that up completely.
But we do intend to have Tony on, whether or not he's the commentator, and talk about it.
We have indeed got Tony Johnson on next week, so we will we'll get a great wrap up of it, and we're very much looking forward to having him back. Round 6 of the URC, mate, starts in Italy on Friday night. Benetton v the Bulls in Treviso, Scarlets and Zebre in Clonelly. Then on Saturday, Stormers Glasgow in Cape Town, Sharks Munster in Durban, Ospreys Edinburgh in Swansea, Leinster Lions at the Aviva, Connacht against the Dragons in Galway, Cardiff v Ulster at the Arms Park. What is your pick of games of the week?
Well, first of all, did someone get a hold of you to coach you about Connacht?
Thank you to Conatini, who's given me a little bit of a lesson there. I'm not confident I've got it 100% right, but he has given me the tools I need to keep practicing.
Kind of a soft guttural. Is it Connacht?
Yep. Okay. That's it. That's what I'm aiming for. This is Labish Cockney all over again for me.
That's smooth. So to me, there's 2 games here, and every game I'm gonna talk about, I'm gonna use an ABBA song, just to keep it funny. Yeah, why not? So Leinster Lions, that's the one where they're both unbeaten, so someone's must go. That's gonna be the winner takes it all. Because whoever emerges from that will be the only unbeaten club in all of club rugby, which is amazing.
Everywhere.
Except for the Blues. But anyway, Leinster Lions is interesting because I think the per diem daily meal budget for Leinster is probably equal to the entire annual salary cap of the Lions. So this is a giant mismatch, and they should be so embarrassed if the Lions can even be close. But I think the Lions might surprise them this time. This could be an interesting match.
Yeah,
Lions are playing very, very good, salty rugby, impeccable rugby. They have good lineouts, good scrums. They exit really well. They kick really well. They just have one problem: is they don't tackle very well. So this could be a big issue against.
Well, look, credit to them for getting through 5 games unbeaten with questionable defense.
Yeah, I know. Actually, it's just 4 because we have 1 in hand, South African teams. But still, Still true.
True.
And if Arceus Neyman's in a bad mood, it's going to be really, really rocky because he had 8 offloads in the last round. Like in one match, 8 offloads.
8.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
He was just waving the ball up high.
That's
No one
crazy.
they were just jumping and trying to catch it.
Yeah,
the other match that I think is interesting is Glasgow Stormers, and I'm going to call that the
Yep.
SOS song for ABBA, because I think that we are going to seriously ravish, and pound them. I think Glasgow's with that end of the tour kind of blues, and they're going to run into
Yep.
some buzzsaws. We might have Manny Lubbock back, so if you have Lubbock and Willemse and Galant, it's just mayhem and chaos.
I think I'm going to watch that on Saturday night. It's a very convenient kickoff time for me. Speaking.
Oh yeah,
of
what time is it? Ish. It's kind of
like
early.
for me, it's like 10:45. It's great, which
Yeah,
must mean it's like an 11:30 kickoff or something like that in Cape Town. It must be a late morning game.
It's a midday. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to take Saturday is going to be a big day. NPC final into Japan, New Zealand, into Stormers Glasgow, into Bath Sale, and then if I'm still awake and we're talking 3:30 in the morning, so I've got my doubts, I can either pick Saracens Leicester or Leinster Lions.
Oh wow! Are you gonna have different outfits, like costumes, to change into from this? Like,
no,
I got the Stormer shirt. By the way, first 500 people at the into the Mercator in Stellenbosch. It's being played in Stellenbosch. 500 people.
Oh, I said Cape Town. Sorry.
Get free beer.
Really?
Free beer for the first 500 people. These are great deals. $25 for the NPC, free if you're a kid.
What time are gates opening?
First 500, like 11.
Look, at least they get a limit. It could be worse. It could have been 9 a.m.
You've seen the pitch invaders up in Nelspruit. It could get really out of control in the bush.
It could do. Yeah, righto. That's a good shout. There's a couple of interesting games there. Even Benetton Bulls on Friday night in Treviso is 8th against 4th. So that's
Benetton could be Mamma Mia.
Could be anything. Could be anything. Round 6 of the Premiership in England. Bristol Northampton kicks it off on Friday night. That's 4th against 5th. Gloucester Newcastle on Saturday. Bath Sale, as I mentioned, that's 2nd v 6th. Saracens Leicester. Saracens Leicester in London to follow. That's 1st against 3rd, and it finishes Exeter Harlequins on Sunday. Saracens Leicester is the pick there, no doubt. 1st against 3rd. That's Leicester have hit a vein of form. Saracens have been there or thereabouts in the top 2, I think, from day 1 of this season. Yeah, so that's going to be a really interesting contest.
Your guy Michael Checker and my guy Michael Checker,
friend of the pod, Michael Checker.
One loss so far in the season, and they've been winning ugly, and that's a good way to win. Apparently, he was very upset at the halftime, and he had his hair dryer, but only on level 1, he says. So Ben Youngs came out and thought it was a level 5, and Michael said, "No,
you ain't seen nothing yet, boys.
That's just baby steps." So I actually like their chances. Now a lot of test players are out for England right now, and both of those teams do have some starters. Like Freddie Stewart will be out, that kind of thing. But Tigers have good depth. Anthony Watson can come back in. I think there's a couple of other guys. Mike Brown obviously can play fullback. So there's people coming in. I'm looking forward to that one, but I'm also looking forward to Bristol Saints. And if I was to do a song there, I'd do Waterloo, because if you've ever been to Northampton or Bristol, there's a lot of water, but there's not much loo. So that's where I'm going with that one. No, I do think that's a telling match right there, because the Saints started out rough and trying to recapture their form. Bristol started out like a house on fire, running from everywhere.
They've come back a bit, It sort of feels like this could be a bit of a shifting fortune game, this one, doesn't it?
It's a real packed league, right? A lot of parity in the 8 teams. I think this is the stage right now where you can see a couple of teams, take a move, or some of them sit back.
It's fairly tight, I think, on that table as well, as I very quickly bring it up. Yeah, it is. Saracens 21, Bath 20, Leicester 19, Bristol 19, Northampton 14. So a Northampton win could bring them back to Bristol, could connect them with the top 4. So
right.
That's interesting.
Bristol's fun to watch. Pat Lam has that team lined up and organized, choreographed. Everyone knows where they're supposed to be. So it's a hell of a team to play. I think that just entertainment wise, Bristol versus the Saints, I don't care who wins. It could be interesting to watch.
There's a couple of Sunday morning replays, I think, coming my way there, which I'm very much looking forward to. Round 8 of the top 14 in France, and I have not written the list of games in front of me this weekend. Stand by.
There's one game that really.
What's your pick? I know what you're going to say.
It is get your 2-2 on. It's Toulouse versus Toulon.
Sunday, first against fourth, battle of the Tous.
ABBA song would be money, money, money. This is a loaded league, and these are two very loaded teams.
Yeah.
And they tend to have really good matches against each other. No matter what the score is, the record is, the standings, it doesn't really seem to matter. These two teams don't like each other. Expect some fisticuffs, and not just between the players. What I love about the top 14, because now I'm back in love with them again, is I like that the coaches prowl the sidelines and they accost each other and they run into each other, and there's serious, heat between them. So I think that's going to happen this time.
There's a couple of interesting, like Leon Bayonne on Saturday. That is 8th against 7th. So, and again, there's only Toulon are 4th on 19 points. Lyon are 8th on 18. So it's awfully tight around the mid area. So, and because this week, as has been the case for the last few weeks, it's sort of top half of the draw of the ladder playing the bottom half. I think there's going to be a lot of table movement this weekend.
Yeah, it should be. It's a long league. But I'm telling you guys, watch the 2-2 game. It's going to be really fun, especially since I think that's one of the nicknames of Antoine Dupont is 2-2. Or maybe it's something else. I don't know. He has a lot of good nicknames in France.
2-2. Okay.
The originator of the universe, all-powerful, omniscient.
1-1 was a racehorse. Yeah. Righto. Interesting.
I think it's Toto, actually. Sorry.
That's very different to Tutu. There it is then.
It's very interesting weekend, and you sound like you have to get ready for it and do some hydrating.
Yeah, I need to bank some sleep over the next 24 hours, probably. That's a big day on Saturday, but I'm up for it. That is my dedication and level of professionalism to the cause. But there it is, full time on another Games of the Week, and it is a big weekend of rugby coming up. I can't wait for it, actually. I haven't had a long Saturday session like this for months.
Yeah, it's good for your soul. Commit, everyone. Go to the park if you can. If you're in the Wellington area, get thee to the stadium. All you need is $25 and a happy smile.
Likewise, in Stellenbosch, get thee to the ground early, and all you need is to be in the first 500.
They needed to have some fine print, because if you get there early, you just keep drinking the free beers, or is it the first 500 get one each?
Surely that's. If you do get to the game and you are in the first 500, let us know how freely the beers were flowing. That would be great to hear. And you can tell us what you think right here on the 8-9 Combo YouTube channel. Hit the 8-9 Combo on all the socials, or tell Harold and I on the socials in our usual places as well. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube. You're following on the pod platforms wherever you tune in, and make sure you got notifications on however you consume us turned on as well. This is Games of the Week from the 8-9 Combo, the short side set piece combination you didn't realize you needed, coming from the podcast Double Act you already had. I'm Brett McKay. He's Harry Jones. And we'll be back in your ears with the great Tony Johnson next week.
Come play.